What's up, nerds? So I woke up this morning and I was like, all right, let's watch this Acolyte episode. Maybe this show can turn around. You know what I'm saying? Well, at least for me. Because I know some people do like it, and I'm not judging. If you like it, you like it. You can't help what you like, you and everything. But it has not turned around for me because I thought this episode would be a little bit better because I did see people talking positively about it online last night. And I was like, okay, cool. Maybe, Leslie Headland can prove me wrong. But this episode did not, because I have come to realize that this show is not only boring, but it is a slow fucking burn because we are halfway through the season now. This is the midway point because it's episode 4 out of 8. And I am just like, I literally don't give a shit about any of this nonsense. Like, I'm just like, man, this is boring. This is just boring. And this episode was really boring because the only thing that was kind of interesting was the last like 2 minutes. But other than that, it wasn't even that big a deal because I'm just like, I don't care, man. The lightsaber fight, I'm pretty sure is not going to be as great as they say it's going to be, but whatever, we'll see. Like, just like the whole mystery of Zipper Face, I don't care. And I mean, like, I think I know who it is, but I have thoughts. Okay. And I already said I think it's Asian Ezra Miller. So, and I totally believe it's Asian Ezra Miller now. All right. I'm going to go through this episode and everything and just, tell you what I think and stuff, but I just this show is boring as shit. Okay, so we start the episode on Kofar, which I just have to be honest with you, like it's a fine planet, but I don't care about Kofar. But this is where Naka, is that his name? I don't know. This Wookiee Jedi has exiled himself, and we kind of get a little bit of his life here. Here's his little ship home, and he's got some fresh water or whatnot. And then, so these little symbols right here. Okay, so these symbols right here, they kind of focused in on them a little bit. And these are my thoughts on this. He got a little taste of what the two girls are, because if you notice the yin and the yang over here and everything. And I think that what happened is when whoever possesses him in the past, and that's the reason why they destroyed those witches, he got a glimpse of what the whole thing is about. And so that's why he's been drawing these little symbols. That's my thoughts on that. We'll see if I'm right. If not, it's fine. And so he's making up a little spinach salad, which you have to throw like a million, you have to throw a bucket of spinach to get like a little, like this much portion of spinach. You ever notice that when you cook spinach? So weird. I hate it. Okay. And then we go to Coruscant, where these younglings are training. And I do not like the design of this character, the makeup of this character. I know she's supposed to be that singer from Jabba's Hut or whatnot, but I just do not like this look on her. It looks terrible. Anyway, so they're learning the Jedi ways from a ginger. Ugh. Now we have proof the Jedi don't have souls. Okay, so then they're done with their training. And she's like, she's all like, you're leaving us. And she's like, yeah, I'm going home and everything. She's like, have you said bye to Soul, Master Soul? And she's like, no, I haven't said bye to Master Soul. And it's like, who cares? And so and Osha's all like, are you going to miss me and everything? And I just want to be like, no, bitch, I'm not going to miss you. I'm not going to miss you at all. Bitch, I don't know you. We met like 2 seconds ago. We are not friends. I'm like, there's no sisterhood here. Get the fuck out of here, Osha. So she's going to go bye-bye. So then these two little idiots, they land on Kofar, right? Because they have to track down this Wookiee Jedi, which I'm like, whatever and everything. This Asian Ezra Miller dude is just, he's trying to pretend like he's like, Clark Kent, and he's knocking over this little bucket right here. Like, he's like, oh, who's the goof and everything. It's like, yeah, we know what you're trying to do here. So yeah, so she's all like, you made it through this planet, and he's like, yeah, and she's like, he says it later on, but he's like, you did this for the master. He's like, I did this for you. He's all like, just because your sister's alive doesn't change anything. And I'm all like, does it though? Because now her mission is moot, because she's all like, you killed my sister. And it's like, did they though? They really didn't. So I think, like I said before, I think either Mae or the witches possess the Wookiee, and that's why the Jedi like destroy the witches or whatnot. Okay. I love how they're like this is mostly uncharted, but there's a bridge here. I'm like, oh, okay. So the Jedi, these are not the High Council, but they're talking about this killer, May, and this woman right here. And I noticed her right away because she has a distinct look, but she's that elevator lady from Resident Evil, just so you know. And then we get one of these fat heads like Kaya Mundai from the council from the prequels. They're sitting here talking, and he's all like, she has been taught the Force. So in walks this green lady, and I just have to say right now, this woman is the wife. As soon as I found out that this was the wife of Leslie Headland, I'm like, okay, this is nepotism, because she is a terrible actress. I don't know if she's been in anything else, but it was not better for it having her in it. I'll tell you that right now. So then she brings up that she's going after these 4 Jedi, and she's got these 2 up there in red because they're dead, and then the Wookiee one, which we find out later he's dead too, because he's dead. He just doesn't even know it yet. She's all like, we're not going to bring this to the Jedi Council because then they would have to report it to the Senate, and that would be disastrous for the Jedi. So then after they go out here, right, she's like, why didn't you tell me about your mission on whatever? And he's like, why didn't you tell me May was alive? And he's like, I swear to you, if I would have known, I would have told you. So, and then he's all like, I should go with that. She's all like, your connection to her is not helpful in this situation. They're just walking through the woods, Little John and Robin Hood. She again asks him why he's doing this, and he's like, for you. And then he's like, the master, he likes to collect people. That part I don't understand, because I honestly, like, this is the thing. Either he's the master, he's the helmet dude. I think he's the helmet dude. And then the master is Anase, Mother Anase. She's the master, in my opinion, in my theory. She's the master, he's the apprentice, and this chick is just... Then she brings up her sister, and she's like, what was she like? And he's all like, overwhelmed or some crap, like, or in over her head. And he's like, she kept wondering about a master's soul. That's when he got the clue that she was not feeling it anymore, right? And the whole time they're walking and talking, he's talking about, like, how are you going to kill a Jedi without a weapon? That's a great question. I mean, the only thing I can think of off the top of my head is the Force choke. But at the same time, I'm like, this is so stupid. This little killing a Jedi without a weapon. Who cares how you kill the Jedi? So then so she's talking to her robot, which I just have to say right now, this whole talking to your little robot friend, like in Obi-Wan, is just so stupid. I hate all of it. It's so dumb. So then these 2 are sitting here talking. He's like, I can only go if you go with me. And she's like, fine, but I'm not wearing that civilian robe. And I'm all like, what? She ends up wearing the civilian robe, which I can see why she wouldn't want to wear the civilian robe. Like, ew, this clothing is so unattractive. And it's dirty. It looks dirty. Like, it's a used robe. Like, Jedi, get your money up. You can't afford good temples. Your clothing is dirty and ragged and shit. Like, where did you get this from? Like, the Coruscant Goodwill? Ew. String Bean Head is giving a TED talk about what they're going to face and everything. And this robot is talking to Basil, hold on, which is so freaking adorable. Look at his little face. Hi, little guy. I just want to squeeze your little cheeks, Basil. I would own a Basil in the Star Wars universe. Like, I'd be like, I want a Basil, right? A Basil and a Twi'lek. Although I would be a Twi'lek in the Star Wars universe, but I'd be a bounty hunter with a Basil. I'd have a Basil. They're so stinking cute. I don't know what this is, but I want one. Okay, so it sprays Basil in the face, and Basil's like, ah, and everything, with his cute little face and everything. He's just so adorable. All right, so here she's all like, what is that? And she's like, that's Basil. And she's like, what is he or they and everything? And she's like, he's a tracker. And then, of course, this asshole is all like, do you have any questions? Because you're interrupting my very important speech. I'm important. And she's like, no, I totally understand what's going on. So they land on Kofar, and they're talking to this asshole, which it's just a trailer park with gross aliens. I mean, look how far Star Wars has sunken. Like, there's just so ugly. Look at his little ugly face. So they're just standing around like little idiots. Then this guy again, he is coming off like a huge asshole. He's all like, "You're gonna need to hand over that blaster." And she's like, and of course she's like, no, it's mine now. And he's like, it's property of the Jedi. I'm a douche. And she's all like, I'm gonna keep it, I don't care. And then she comes back and she's all like, the bounty hunters won't go into the forest because they don't come back or some crap like that. And you're all like, oh, who cares? Can you guys just get on with it? Like, this is taking so fucking long. Like, the last episode and this episode should have been mushed together into a 20-minute episode because I could have summed all this shit up. It's wasting so much time. So then, I love how he's like looking off into the forest like he's fucking Gandalf and shit. And like, look at this forest. I mean, like, it's kind of cool, this planet, but then once you get into the interior of it, you're like, it's not so cool. It's very like by the numbers and everything, and you're just like, Leslie Headland made it sound like she was like gonna give us something interesting and something new and something we'd never seen before, and I'm all like, wah wah wah, bitch. So there's the Basil. He's so stinking cute. I hope I see this one again. If they make a figure of this, I might buy it just because it's so stinking cute. Whoever came up with this Basil creature, I like it. Okay, so Basil's a tracker, which is a little insulting. So it's basically just, a dog. But anyway, so they give him a piece of cloth from the Wookiee, and I'm all like, but how old is this? I'm like, you save clothing from all your Jedi to track them down? What? That's weird. So they're traveling along like they're the fucking Fellowship of the Ring. That's my thing. I'm all like, were you guys trying to invoke shit here that's just not gonna spark anything in people like myself? But I'm like, whatever, we'll see. I love this part because he learned how to speak Basil, and he's like, most of the Jedi learn I wanted to learn something more nuanced. And I'm like, oh, look at you, princess. Like, anybody care? Oh, he's so obnoxious. All the characters on the show are so unlikable. Like, I don't like any of them except for Basil. But I like Basil because he's adorable. She's all like, well, if you're upset that I'm on this mission, fucker, don't worry because I'm upset too. And then he's all like, I'm not upset that you're on the mission, honey. I'm worried for your safety, okay, sweetheart? And she's all, and I'm all like, okay, I'm not worried for her safety because the master probably wants this bitch too, because he likes to collect people. And their mother, Anase is not going to kill her own babies. So then she's like, Cord, or whatever your name is, who cares? String Bean, I have to ask you a favor. When it comes down to it, you got to take Mae out for me because the last time I did not hit her with the little blasty blaster, I missed on purpose and I can't do it again. I won't shoot my sister. Which I totally get that because I'm a twin and I get it. But the thing about this is, and I said it before, I'll say it again. This actress cannot do twins, like, because there is no distinction between the two. She's playing Osha in both roles, and that's the problem with this actress is she's fine as Osha, but she's not good as Mae because you can't tell the fucking difference. It's the same person, and that's another problem. She did not study twins before she took on this role, and I just go, you should have gotten two different people to play the twins because the little girls did a good job because you could totally tell they were two different people. Anyways, okay. So these two are running in the woods because they got to get there before the Jedi, even though I'm like, whatever. So then the Jedi are passing these little bug creatures on these trees, right? And these trees are, I don't know what these bugs are doing on this tree. But look at this, look at little Basil. But Basil is basically like, this place is fucked, right? The dark side has touched this part. And they're like, we need to pass through here because this place is bad. And Osha, this little idiot. If anything has taught you from any kind of sci-fi movie is don't touch anything. You don't touch nothing. You just walk past it. Okay. If it moves, you just destroy it or you run. You run as fast as you can. But this little idiot, true to form, she goes and she touches it. And I'm all like, you, Osha, are a moron. And I hope whatever this is eats you. But it doesn't. Of course, it wakes up and it climbs up the tree. It's like, and everything. And I'm like, great. The potato bug has awoken. So she's standing here like a big freaking moron. And the potato bug is just flying in the trees. Hold on. Let me just, how cheap is this shit? It's just, it's flying. It's like hanging out. Why would you do this? Just attack, little bug. So then the Jedi, he's like, I don't worry, I have this. And then like this bug attacks, right? He destroys it. And the other Jedi are like, it's attracted to light. And I'm all like, or do they not have bugs on Coruscant? What's going on here? This is crazy weird. They're walking through the forest, right? And she's all like, I felt, because the force is coming back to her now. It's all coming back. It's all coming back to her now. And she's all like, I felt that bug die. And then this bitch right here, X-23, she's like, it's a privilege to see someone return back to the force. And I'm like, what? What kind of nonsense is this? This shit's stupid. I don't like it at all. They're making up rules now, which I'm like, at the same time, I'm all like, I don't care enough to bitch about it. Star Wars is dead for me. Like, I can't go back and like, I mean, maybe, I don't know if I could ever enjoy it again the way I used to. But anyways, okay. So they give their nonsensical gobbledygook. So then she's all like, we need to stop. I'm tired. And he's like, no, we're so close. And she's like, I have to fight a Jedi, fucker. I'm going to need all my strength. And I'm like, that's a good point, Ezra Miller, Asian Ezra Miller. She makes a good point. She goes back to this Wookiee's not going to pull out his weapon. And she's like, how do you kill someone that's unarmed? A Jedi. It's like, it's not a test. It's impossible. And I'm all like, well, it's not impossible because you can do the force choke. But improbable, highly unlikely is very true. Like, I'm just like, this is so stupid. Kill a Jedi without a weapon. And I'm like, oh, get the hell out of here. They're all talking, right? And he hears some screaming, right? And he's running. And Mae has set up a little trappy trap. And she's all like, so this right here, she's all like, I am going to go to the Jedi and turn myself in. And he's all like, well, good luck in prison, bitch. And she's all like, I'm going to give them as much information I can about the master, about Zipperface. I'm all like, okay. And I'm like, all right, well, fine, whatever. It's cool. And he's like, the master's not going to like you. They're not going to he's going to kill you. And she's all like, yeah, he's got to get here first, asshole. Which that's why it makes me think that Asian Ezra Miller here is definitely the at least he's the guy in the mask. That's why I think he's the apprentice. So then, because she's like, I love Osha and I want to be with Osha, and right, okay. So I want to talk about this now. The turn here with Mae is so quick. It's like it's so quick that it's just like, this is a big, like, kind of like, I don't know if it's an FU to people watching the show, but it's like, I'm sorry. I don't know about you, but it's like, can we not write a bad guy? Can we not write Mae, the bad guy, and make her bad? It's always got to be redeeming. We've always got to have a redeeming force. Darth Maul was freaking awesome. You don't know why Darth Maul was awesome? Because there was no redeeming thing about him. He was a bad guy through and through. The Emperor, bad guy through and through. No redeeming qualities. He was just a dick. Dooku, bad guy. Dooku was doing all, like, they had turned to the dark side. Now, Darth Vader, Anakin, he did have redeeming qualities because the Anakin, was like, but you saw that throughout the entire thing. This one, she wants to kill Jedi, and then all of a sudden she's just like, I don't want to kill Jedi. And I'm all like, whatever. It's like, whatever, fine. I don't care anymore. I just don't care. I've had enough of this nonsense. So then, okay, so the Jedi right here, so he senses something, right? So hold on, I want to show something. So he's looking all up in the forest, right? Hold on, I want to show you what he's looking at, because the whole time, what is this? I thought there was something maybe behind this or whatever, but I can't see anything here. I'm just like, I don't know if there's something here or whatever. I'm assuming he just senses it or whatnot. And I'm like, fine, whatever. So, and so, the Jedi, she's like, what is it? He's like, nothing. We must move on. The writing on the show is not good at all. Like I'm sorry. It's just not good because Saul here, first off, she's all like, he's like, she tells him, she's like, so before she's all like, yo, you're going to have to take the shot because I can't do it. But then she's all like, I'm getting this force back, right? I'm feeling things. I have the courage now to face her. And I'm like, what do you mean by that? Like, you're going to fight her? But you just said you couldn't. But maybe she just means I can't do the death blow, which I'm like, fine. And then Saul here is like, he's like, you will not have to face her. You will have to face your past. We both will. And I'm like, okay, cool. And he's like, I promise you, when we get Mae safely on the ship, I will explain everything. And I'm like, why don't you just explain it now, fucker? Like while you're walking in this woods, you're hiking right now. You have more than enough time to explain the whole fucking situation to this bitch, and you're not doing it. And I'm like, okay, whatever. It's fine. It's like, whatever. I want to do it to you and your sister at the same time. And they're like, we have to get to the Wookiee before sundown, right? So this bitch falls, right? And she falls in these little pods, and they don't do anything with these pods, which I was all like, I at the same time, I was like, what like these spores come up, and I'm all like, if anything, this should have taught you, like the spores are bad, but they don't do anything with it. And maybe they will, but I doubt it. But her and little Basil and his little cute little goggles, look at him. He sniffs the things too, and she's like, hi. And he's all like, and everything. So they get the clue, and they're like, it's Basil. And I'm like, yeah, say Basil. So they run along, they're running, right? Oh, and he tells her, he's like, stay behind us, Wakeling. So Mae gets to his house, his ship home, and she goes inside, and she's like, Jedi Master, Wookiee. He's just sitting there like an asshole. And she comes up, and he's straight up dead. He's so dead. Hold on. This kill was so fresh and so clean, so fresh and so clean, that it's smoking. You can see the smoke coming off the kill. And I'm like, ooh, don't care. So then it goes dark, like right like that. Like the sun goes down, it's like dark time. And I'm like, oh, okay, great. Setting the ambiance and everything for this final scene. Again, don't care. So they're all standing outside, and they're like, come out with your hands up and everything. We will arrest you, Mae. We know you're in there. Come out. And I'm all like, yeah, but how do you know that shit? Saul, he starts getting the tingle, right? He starts getting the tingle. And he turns around, and then so he turns around, and here I'm gonna play, and the zipper face floats down like fucking Nosferatu and shit, and they're like, what is that? And Osha turns around, and there's zipper face, and they're all like, what? Now, I want to just say right now, when he gets closer, hold on, let me just zoom in here. So as he gets closer, you know what this reminded me of? I thought of? It reminds me, first off, the zipper face is very much, it reminds me of Abeloth, which is the mother, which kind of makes sense, this whole thing, if Abeloth has anything to do with it. And I'm not going to go into it, but that's the mother. And this is her face, like she's got the zipper face smile. So if it plays, and that's why I think that this is the apprentice, not the master. And that's why I think this is Ezra Miller, Asian Ezra Miller, as the apprentice. And that's why I think Mother Anna Say is the master, because it has something to do with Abeloth, right? So this also reminded me of the creatures from A Quiet Place, because I'm like, look at this. It's got a little mouthy thing, and then the skull with little things going through it. Yeah. So, all right. So then he gets all up in her face, and he lights a lightsaber, a red one, and they all pull their lightsabers, and then they rush towards him, and it's like, Osha, get out of the way. And this guy floats her off to the side, and then he blasts these assholes, and then it goes to dark. And that's the end of the episode. And this is why I have a problem with this show is because we're halfway through. We don't have any information. Like they literally given us zero information, like very little information from episode 1 to episode 4. Like, and the information we have got, like, I'm sorry, it's just so uninteresting in my opinion. Like, I'm just so fucking bored with this show. And I wish that they would have, like, I'm sorry, but like, it's just so stupid. And it's a slow burn, but I just go, I don't know about you, but I'm tired of these shows that only have 8 episodes and it's a slow burn. It's like, no, you guys need to hit the ground running episode like 2 or 3 and then just full, like, no stop, okay, until you get to that final reveal or whatever. And this show is just so like, I'm sorry, but it's bad. It's just not good. And I've seen people that like this show, and I'm just like, my favorite is when you get these fair weather Star Wars fans that have watched like a handful of like, Clone Wars episodes and then like all the movies, but like once, and they're like, I love it. I'm a Star Wars fan. And you're like, I don't think you know what you're fucking talking about. I'm like, I can Wikipedia that shit too, but you got to read the books and comics and everything. And you got to really like, I mean, I haven't dove into the Star Wars universe recently just because I like Star Wars is pretty much like non-existent except for content. But yeah, but this show is just so like, it's a big nothing burger, like a big nothing burger. But I'll say this right now, though. The fight sequences have been good. When they do the force foo, even though it's not Star Wars to me, it's still good. Like, I'm sorry, the fight choreography has been good. So if they have this lightsaber battle that they're saying is just going to be so amazing, so amazeballs, then fine. But I have a feeling that all those red shirt Jedis are going to be dying as quick as the Jedi Council did with with Emperor Palpatine in the third movie. But we'll see. Besides the choreography, just the rest of the show has just not been good. Like nothing's been very interesting. The best part about this episode was Basil, that little cutie patootie. And like I said before, I think what this is going to end up being is the Wookiee he attacked. He was possessed probably by Mae, and he attacked the other Jedi. They just had to destroy the witches, or something along those lines. But yeah. All right, you guys, tell me what you guys think about this episode. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What was your favorite part? Who's your favorite character? All that nonsense. Tell me what your theories are. I really want to know what other people think about this, because I mean, I see stuff online, but you know how Twitter is. The people give like their sentence and then it's done or whatnot. But all right, tell me what you guys think. Go ahead and leave all your comments in that section down below. If you like this video, go and hit that like button. I won't mind. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. And I will see you guys on my next The Acolyte Breakdown review. You guys have a good week. May the Force be with you. Bye.